What's up, everyone? It's Wacko. Welcome to week 7 of NGC season 17. This week we're up against some clown. That is their actual name. I'm not just being like mean to someone. That's their actual name. Um, they got a pretty interesting team with Terra Rhyperior, but also Garchomp. And then not to double up on just grounds, but on dragons, we got Gouging Fire, and we have Mega Dragalge. So an interesting team. I considered picking up Mega Dragalge during the draft. I really wanted to fit it, but I just couldn't. I just couldn't figure out how to do it for some reason, and I think I realized like it probably doesn't need as much support as I wanted to support with it. Um, we also have Togekiss, Silvally, Crawdon, which he's been using pretty well, honestly. Liepard, which she's also been, for the games I've seen it come to, it's been pretty good. We also have Galarian Zapdos, Moltres, and Scyther. I was expecting them. Obviously, they have to bring Rhyperior. So I went like all in on like my special attackers this week. As you can see though, I actually dropped Uxie for Cresselia. So the reason I dropped Uxie for Cress is because I figured with like my core of Rotom Wash pivot, I figured like having another Mon that can like have reliable recovery defensively would be nice. And overall Cress is much bulkier. In the case that I need to heal off a status, like I have a Lunar Blessing, which is like jungle healing. It heals 25% and your status, which, I mean, it might be worse than Moonlight overall, but in the case that I need to heal up a status, like I could always do that, because I guess you never know. Like if you can fit just 2 slots for moves, like you could probably run like an offensive Crest with like healing synergy between Moonlight and Lunar Blessing. And I also have like, I haven't really run it yet, but I do still have the option to run like Sunny Day or like Drought Vulpix if I wanted to. But I think overall like Crest was just a bit bulkier, and it did the same shit offensively basically, and actually it does more offensively for my team because it has better coverage than Uxie on the special side. So I just wanted something like tanky. It's kind of funny though that it also has Levitate, but I mean, I don't know. I think Cress is like a lot more annoying to prep for than Uxie. And you could stop Uxie the same way as you stop Cress, so like, I'm not saying that Cress is better than Uxie. I think, I still believe that Uxie is a better Mon. Uxie gets U-turn and Stealth Rock and Encore. Cress just sits there. And sometimes it might be a bad thing for Cress, but I mean, Cress also has its own setup in Calm Mind, so it's not like a complete sitting duck, which is ironic because it's literally like a duck that is just, I mean, it's not sitting. I guess it's like floating, but you know. But yeah, and I will say that this game is not the reason I picked up Cress. As soon as I actually dropped Uxie, I was like, wait, Uxie kind of probably better here than Cress. But I actually make Cress work, and I'll tell you about it. I'll actually start off with my Cress set this week. So my Cresselia this week is actually Modest Max Special Attack Expert Belt with Psychic, Ice Beam, Thunderbolt, and Power Gem. It hits basically everything on that team super effectively except for Liepard, I guess, but and Silvally. But Power Gem hits the Gouging Fire and the Moltres. Ice Beam hits the Garchomp, the Dragalge, the Togekiss, the Zap. I mean, it hits like all his flying types. He has like what, 4 flying types? 2 ground types, 2 dragons. Like, there's a lot of type overlap on this team. But anyways, Psychic is for the Dragalge and the the Rhyperior, and then I have Thunderbolt, which is for Crawdon, but I actually don't know why I ran Thunderbolt over Moonblast. Because considering the fact that I have Power Gem for the Moltres, I probably should have considered swapping out Thunderbolt for Moonblast. But it's fine. I figured it probably wouldn't matter, but you'll see soon. So anyways, my Terra Captain this week still Enamorous. I haven't really been liking Enam that much, but I did like it in this matchup. I'm actually using it as my Gouging Fire check, so basically I'm like completely Fizz Death, but I'm still running Calm Mind, and I considered whether or not I wanted to go with Earth Power or if I want to go with Iron Defense, and I end up going with Earth Power, and I actually ran Keyberry as my item. Usually when I run Keyberry, it gets knocked off, but his only knockoff user is Crawdon, and I figured Crawdon, like, probably isn't going to be interacting with this Enamorous very much. And then my other moves are Draining Kiss and Terra Blast. So I'm Terra Blast Water for the Moltres, like, specifically for the Moltres, because I just didn't want to be sitting duck against the Moltres. Because Moltres, like, if it wants to click Toxic against me, like, it can click Toxic, and it will just sit there on Draining Kiss Earth Power. Like, I'm not going to be able to do anything to it. I can't Toxic it back because Enam doesn't get Toxic. So, couldn't do that. So I end up going with Terra Water, which is actually fine because it offers me some variety against the Gouging Fire, because I expect him to be, like, Heat Crash plus, like, Dragon Claw or, like, Breaking Swipe or something. I guess he could go Outrage too, but I have 2 Fairy types, so I figure he probably wouldn't run out. Excuse me, I figure he probably wouldn't run Outrage. So yeah, I activate Keyberry on like Heat Crash as I Terra Water because it's not Terra Preview, so I can use Terra to my advantage here. Maybe I got that going for me. Next up we have Iron Valiant, which is running the Moonblast, Aura Sphere, Vacuum Wave, and Psyshock. Like, Moonblast just kind of hits, like, everything on that team except Moltres. So I'm running Thunderbolt for Moltres because that's, like, the best I can do against it. I don't get any rock moves. I mean, if Val got, like, a rock move, like, would that be broken? I mean, probably not, but, doesn't need a rock move, like, it's gotta be balanced somehow, I guess. Just kind of there to hit things. Moonblast into Psyshock should kill Dragalge when it comes in. If they have to go Dragalge, because, like, what else are you realistically going to switch in on Ival, I guess? Roaring Moon is actually coming off the bench this week for the first time since, like, week 2. I just haven't seen the opportunity to use it, because, like, I've either needed, like, Nidoqueen, or I've wanted to see, like, how Pyroar can work, or I need Ival plus, Enam. I have to bring Enam every week, and then I see, like, Ogerpon, Nidoqueen, Rotom-Wash, Corv are just better mons, or, like, the Uxie, which is now Cress, just works better, but I actually opted to go for Roaring Moon this week. I'm running Dragon Claw, Stone Edge, Dragon Dance, and what was my last move? I don't remember what my last move was. It was not Knockoff, I don't think. It might have been Roost or Taunt. I don't see any reason to run Roost here. I don't fucking know. Anyways, but yeah, you have that. My Corviknight is gonna be coming. I actually almost brought Rotom Wash, but I figured Corv is just a little bit better into the Togekiss, because I can run specially defensive. Well, it's better into both Togekiss and Dragalge, so it's like my Togekiss and my Dragalge answer, whereas Rotom Wash only answers Togekiss, and like, it doesn't really do that well into Gouge, because like, Gouge is gonna sub on either of them anyways. At least that's what I would do if I was a Gouging Fire. Like, I would click sub on Corv Rotom Wash, like, every day of the week. Basically, the Gouging Fire is like the only mon on his team that I'm like super scared of. Dragalge and Togekiss are kind of annoying, but I felt like I could deal with everything else. Um, as mostly everything else is either frail or slow. But yeah, I'm running Special Defensive Corv with Covert Cloak. Running the Brave Bird U-Turn, Roost Defog, so I mean, I just want to bring some removal because they do have a Spike Stacker and even a T-Spike Stacker, and also just having something that switches into Dragalge, whether or not it's adaptability pre-Mega or like Mega Dragalge, which would probably be running Scald as coverage, then I don't have to get burned by it. I like Corv. And Rotom Wash will not be coming because my last mon will be Ogerpon Cornerstone, of course, running the Ivy Cudgel, Swords Dance, Play Rough, and Hornleech. It just rock. He has Gouging Fire. He has Togekiss. We have Crawdaunt. You got Moltres. There's just a lot of mons there, and Scyther too, I guess. Like, there's just a lot of mons there that don't like the combination of Ivy Cudgel and like Hornleech and Playrough. Basically, the only mon that would like that is Dragalge. And if I can trip down Dragalge with like Ival, assuming Ival doesn't kill it, or like Enam, Corviknight, Cresselia, like I have a lot of mons that deal with Dragalge, to be fair. Then Cornerstone just kind of claims a kill like every time it comes in. Unless they're running like Charty Berries, which I'm guessing in playoffs people will be running Charty Berries for Ogerpon, so I'll have to be more careful, but I liked Ivy Cudgel here. So, with that said, this is the game. Let me change my replay window. I'm hungry. I did not eat before this game. Yeah, anyways, so he ends up bringing the Terra Superior, the Gouging Fire, Togekiss, Dragalge, Crawdaunt, Moltres. So this is kind of what I expected. Crawdaunt, I think, was the only mon, like, maybe I didn't expect him to bring it, because I have 2 fairies and, like, a huge, like, offensive grass type. But, I mean, like, if Aqua Jet kills shit, then Aqua Jet be killing shit, you know? So I'm going to lead with my Cress. I basically plan to just lead Cress and click buttons, like, immediately. I will Power Gem into the Rhyperior. He doesn't look super, like, defensive. I'm going to Ice Beam as he gets up rocks. And then he's going to Terra Fairy, and I'm just going to Psychic. So I don't have to worry about the Terra there. I figured that he wouldn't be Terra Dark Rhyperior. Like, that just sounds stupid. And then here I Thunderbolt the Crawdaunt. And this is when you realize that if I was Moonblast, I would have just killed this. But I mean, there was a lot of stuff going on with the coverage moves that I was running on Cress, because originally I wasn't going to run like this weird offensive Cress set, but offensive Cress just looked so fucking cool versus this team, like I had to use it. So there goes my expert belt. And yeah, Cress did a lot. Like it killed the Rhyperior. It did 96% to a Crawdaunt. Like, that's more than like half these Pokemon in the back are going to be doing. So yeah, I'm going to bring in the Ogerpon. Dragalge's going to come in on the Hornleech. It's going to look like it's Fizz Death. And then I'm going to stay in and Ivy Cudgel does 46%. He's going to Scald, not going to Scald Burn, thankfully, as now they go Crawdaunt on my Cudgel, and Crawdaunt will go down. Dragalge's going to come in. They're going to try to Scald Burn me, I feel, so I'm going to go into Corv as they Sludge Wave, and I'm going to Defog as they Flip Turn into Gouging Fire. So here I'm like, do I Brave Bird until I die, or do I just U-Turn? I figured I might just U-Turn, although I probably should have just hard switched into Enam just in case. But yeah, my Enam is my answer to the Gouge. I'm even going to... Oh no, I don't set up a Calm Mind. I'm going to Earth Power the Gouge. I'm going to get up a Calm Mind, though, as they go Togekiss. Togekiss is the reason, like, I really wanted to go Terra Ground, but if I didn't go with, like, a Fire Resist, Gouging Fire would have just absolutely, like, ran through my team there. So here I'm gonna go into Corv. Corv is like here for Kiss and Dragalge. They're gonna Flamethrower, which does a lot of damage actually. For some reason I didn't recall it doing that much. Like I knew Togekiss gets Flamethrower, but I'm like very Spidef Corv. So they must have been like offensive Togekiss. I didn't calc it though, because for some reason I wasn't paying attention to that damage. But basically I'm gonna be able to Ivy Cudgel here. I don't get a crit though. I mean, I did get a crit on the Crawdon. I would have preferred to not crit the Crawdon though. Corva's gonna come back in. At this point, I know that Kiss is just gonna like kill me. I wanted to go into Moon again, low-key, but I figured it would just be the same loop. I didn't want my Enam getting paired because I didn't want to risk. I didn't want to risk Gouging Fire like having like a win in the case I get like paralyzed over and over again. So for that reason, like I didn't want to go into Enam. So I'm just gonna let Corv go down, as I figured that at this point, I'm far enough ahead to where they can't just like regen spam with Dragalge. Because here you can see like, that did a lot. And if I had gotten that high roll that I did earlier, like this very well could have been a dead Dragalge from earlier. They're gonna switch out. Is that Ivy Cudgel again? Gouge is gonna go down. I think maybe he expected me to switch out. I don't know who I would have switched out into, and I guess, like, it would have been, like... I probably would have went into Roaring Moon. I don't know. They're gonna go into Drag, though. As I go Moon. They're gonna Sludge Wave. I guess they could have Sludge Waved. He does have Dragon Pulse, though. So I'm gonna Dragon Claw. I am Protective Pads. And I'm gonna land the Stone Edge, so... Nice job, Roaring Moon, for actually doing something for the first time in, like, 7 weeks. I think it only came out in 1 game so far. Oh, he doesn't have a nickname? Oops. Oh, some of my runs don't have nicknames. His name is supposed to be... Kraka is Wacka. I thought his name was Roaring Goon. Whatever. I forgot to nickname him. I'm sorry, Roaring Moon. You deserved a little bit better. The Dragalge isn't going to take that much from Dragon Claw. I'm pretty sure it's Fizz Def, but at this point I'm like, yeah, I can just Ivy Cudgel that. And it'll go down, and yeah. Ivy Cuddles wins once again. And this time we don't see Ivel. I feel like it's either we don't see Ivel or we don't see Moon. I don't think there's been a game where, like, either of them have done, like, anything, except for against RGP. I think I brought both of them, and I think Ivel, I think I Vacuum Waved the Crobat and died. Like, I did 5% to a Crobat, and then Roaring Moon, like, killed something and then died? I don't know. Unfortunately, the Enamorous didn't get to do much, but I got to at least, like, kind of hide my spread, but I don't think he's gonna watch this video, so... I don't really care, like, what I reveal here, but I've revealed, like, everything that was important. The Cresselia is the set I'm the most proud of, honestly. Because I don't think anyone expects Cresselia to be ran, like, offensive off the gate. Like, it has 75 base special attack. Like, the fact that it was OHKOing, like, almost everything on this team. Gouging Fire gets 2-shot by Power Gem. I guess Togekiss doesn't get 2-shot, but I would rather, like, 1v1 a Togekiss than, like... have my other mons get paralyzed, I guess. And I don't know if this Togekiss had, like, recovery at all. So, yeah. Once again, Ivy Cuddles does the thing, and next week... who am I facing next week? NGC... It's not Josh. I think I'm facing Belgrand next week, because that's the only other person I can think of that I haven't faced yet. Oh, wow, Josh made it to number 2 seed. Interesting. Well, RGP, I mean, well, I guess if RGP wins, he'll jump back ahead. Where? No, those are the draft board. Okay, so, Belgrand... Well, the schedule should have it anyways. Wait, why is there replays, but also the schedule? Like, isn't this just the schedule? But it has the game input? Why would we have that? Oh, he doesn't input any of the replays from week 6 or 7. Yeah, I am against Belgrande, and then I'll be against Josh himself week 9. So Belgrande has a team. I don't think he used like half. Well, he used most of his points. He has 12 left over. We got Terror Ditto, Darkrai, Heracross, Mega Meganium, Empoleon, Chandelure, Haxorus, Gallade, Jolteon, Donphan, Tyranitar. I don't think I've seen him use Gallade. Have I seen him use Gallade? Maybe I did, and I thought it was like Mega Gallade, but then I saw him just use like regular. But I don't think anyone has Mega Gallade. No, no one has Mega Gallade. Yeah. Then I have seen it in play. Interesting. And what are the playoff standings looking like? I feel like the bottom 3 are just kind of out. But then, like, between, like, the top 7, like, anyone between, like, 4 and 7 could still make it to playoffs. Me and Josh are, like, locked, basically. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, so we'll be playing against Belgrande, and then we'll be playing Corrupt, and Corrupt has, I think, the... maybe not the best team, but he has he has the other, like, balanced team, because I feel like the only, like, actual balanced teams that I've played are, Aldo and, well, RGP's not a balanced team, so just Aldo, basically. Like, I could see, like, maybe Jactus's team is a little bit balanced. He has some overlap, but I guess Jactus has a more balanced team than, like, other people. Dr. Pog's team is more balanced now that he's made trades. But, like, this is, like, a sand electric train team. A lot of people made transactions after I played them. Even Aldo made transactions, like, last week. He finally got rid of the Nihiligo. We got the Mega Drampa. I'm excited to see that in play. Oh, he kept Entei. I forgot about that. He's also got, like, the Zarude and the Drampa, so pretty cool team. Yeah. Yeah. Even this team is a little bit weird, though. Like, we got double normal. And he doesn't like to tear the Dunsparce that much. Anyways, yeah, I will see you guys next week. Thank you guys for watching.